Hi, today I want to show a demo that I did for the AI sprint. In this demo, I use Angular, Firebase AI Logic Client SDK, Chrome's built-in Writer API, and Chrome API with multimodal input to develop an Angular story generator. The demo works because I enabled some feature flags on my Chrome Canary browser. I'm on Chrome://flags, and I have to enable enables optimization guide on device flag, Chrome API for Gemini Nano flag, Chrome API for Gemini Nano with multimodal input flag, and Writer API for Gemini Nano flag in order to get my demo working. Let me play the demo before showing the code. First, I click Request Microphone Access, click Allow this time, and then click Start Recording button to record a short audio clip. Pikachu and Master Yoda shake hands after completing a business deal. An audio clip is created and shown in this list. Let me play the clip. Pikachu and Master Yoda shake hands after completing a business deal. So when I played the audio clip, we heard exactly what I said. So let me select the clip and click the transcribe audio button to prompt the prompt API with multimodal input to transcribe this audio clip to text. Now the demo is trying to use the Writer API to generate a story, and oh my god, and the Firebase AI Logic Client SDK just used the Imagen 3 model to create an image based on the transcription result. I want to emphasize that the prompt API with multimodal input transcribe the audio clip to text using the Gemini Nano on Chrome. No network call was made to cloud to produce this line of text. Similarly, the Writer API generated a story about Pikachu and Master Yoda using the same Chrome Nano model. So no cloud model was used to generate this story. However, one network call was made to the Imagen 3 model to generate a very pretty image with Pikachu, Master Yoda, and hand shaking. So now I want to show the code in my Angular demo. In this application, there are three services that do three tasks. The first one is the prompt service that called the prompt API with multimodal input to perform the transcription. The second service is the story service that calls the Writer API to generate a story about a specific topic. And finally, the Firebase service that uses the Firebase AI Logic Client SDK to generate an image using the Imagen 3 model. So I want to create a section and store the section in a signal. This is the initialization logic. So I use the language model static method to create a section. So this is the options. So the model can expect two types of inputs, a text that is written in English and audio, and audio in type block where the spoken language is English. The expected output is text, and the text is also in English. So this signal is an abort signal, not Angular signal. Monitor has a callback function to log the download progress. So when the AI model is available, the percentage should be 100%. So this is the initial prompts, and the first prompt is a system prompt. You are a helpful assistant that can transcribe the audio file. Next is to create a method to transcribe an audio from a blob. So the blob is passed to the method, and then if there's no section called this, you need to create one, and then use session.prompt to create the user query. So the role is user, and then the content is an array. So the first item is a text. So I translate the audio clip to text. And the second item is an audio, and the value is the blob of the audio clip. And then session.prompt create the text for me. I log the result for debugging, and then return the text out. So if there's any error for whatever reason, I have a error handler to map the exception to appropriate string message. Let's see where it is. Okay, here is a record of exception name and the corresponding error message. And then this error handler takes the error, performs some logic to determine the error message, and then store the error message into a string error signal. So that's what the prompt service does, and it is quite straightforward. Next is to create a writer to generate a story based on a given topic. So the writer will be created and will be stored in the writer signal here, right? So this is a constant, right, of type writer create core option. So the expected input languages, right, expected context languages, and output language currently support English only. The tone is casual, the format is plain text, and the length is medium, so the final story is not too long or too short for my personal preference. So in the init method, I invoke writer.create to create a writer object. The signal is an abort signal. I have a monitor callback to monitor the nano progress of the model, right? And the shared context is the writer is a story writer who can write an interesting story about a given topic. And then this writer object is stored in the writer signal. The next method is make story that accepts a topic that is a string. So the signal, right, of the string error is clear before story generation. So if the writer is uninitialized, the init method is invoked to create a fresh writer. And then here, writer.write accept a user query to write a story about a specific topic. And the result is a print promise, right? Await the promise yield a string, which is the story about the given topic. Similarly, the handler, right, accept any unknown error, find the appropriate error message by the exception name, and store the error message in the string error signal. So basically, the story surface is complete. It has two crucial methods. The first method creates a writer. The second method receive a topic, and then the writer asks the Gemini Nano of the browser to generate a casual, plain text and medium story about a specific topic. Part 3 is to provide Firebase AI functionality to the Angular application. So in the app config, I have a custom provider called provide Firebase that does that thing. So in package.json, I have to remember to npm install Firebase as a dependency. So provide Firebase is a function that returns the result of make environment providers function. So this function accepts a providers, and the item of this providers array is either a provider or an environment providers. So in here, I provide Imagen model, which is an injection token that injects an Imagen model. Firebase config is an JSON object that has the API key and other like sensitive information of the Vertex AI project. So let me give me a second. So okay, so I have an env file that stored the Firebase API key of domain, project ID, storage bucket, messaging, sender ID, app ID, measurement ID, and the model name. And this is my way to convert this environment file like into a JSON object and save it in a source/app/firebase-ai.object. Right. Then in the Firebase service, I can not Firebase service, Firebase provider, I can import the JSON object from the JSON file, right? Access the information regarding the Firebase app and the model chosen. So I initialize the Firebase app. I use the app and the backend to get the AI, and then use the AI, the model name, and the generation config object to return an Imagen model. So this Imagen model generates at most one image in the success case, or no image, and an error message in the fail case. So the Firebase service inject the Imagen model token to get the Imagen model back. So the underlying model is Imagen 3, and it only has one method, which is generate image. So if there's no topic, an error is thrown. Otherwise, construct a very simple image prompt. So generate an image for the given topic, right? And then use Imagen model to generate an image for this prompt. Result is a response, right? Image generation response. I do some checking before returning the result out. So if result has an images array, and the images array has at least one image, return that image out. Otherwise, throw an error message. Yeah. Similarly, this generate image method is very straightforward. So next, I show the UI components that do the transcription and generation of story and image. So this is a audio story component that imports story subscriber component and story generator component. So the audio transcriber component receive a blob, and then uses the prompt API to transcribe the audio into text and emit the topic back to this component. And then this is the HTML template that loads the image based on the topic. So the image was generated by Imagen 3 model. So if the flag, right, if this loading flag is true, so the image is being generated. And when the loading stops and the inline image data is available, then this HTML element displayed the image. And finally, the topic is passed into this story generator component to use the writer API to generate a story. So see, the transcriber component has a button. So when the button is clicked, the The transcribe audio method is invoked. Okay, here. So the inject function injects the prompt surface, and the prompt surface transcribe audio method is invoked to get the transcription back. And what is this? Okay, and the transcription is stored in the transcription signal. So when there is a transcription, the transcription is emitted back to the is it audio story component here? Yes, it is. So in here, the topic is assigned to the transcribed topic signal, and when there is topic, the Firebase service uses that topic to generate an image, right? So console log the data, and that interesting. I think I accidentally make the call twice, so this is not needed. So this method set the transcribed topic signal, and then in here the topic is passed to the generate image method of the Firebase service to get the meme type and the base 64 string, and then the image generation is done, and this image element should show either like a beautiful image or nothing. Similarly, the topic is passed to the story generator component. So this component uses the inject function to inject the story surface, right? Calls the make story method to generate the story. And then the result is let me see. The result is display inside a pre-element. So yeah, that's the UI portion of this demo. Very straightforward, very easy to understand, but it is practical for someone to record a sentence, get a transcription, and then pass the text to different surfaces to generate an image, which can be something to attract the attention of the reader, and a story that is rendered in this div to allow readers to read it. So that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoy it and have a good day. Bye.